joins us from the field. His interview is brought to you by the partners of CMC Mitchell, Lance Brown, and Matthew Caraway, cheering and fighting for Southern Illinois. Coach Hill, congratulations. 59-31 on the scoreboard will look like it was easy for your team. You know very, very well it's far from easy to execute at the level that your team did tonight. Just what are you most proud about in this moment?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably just proud of the guys. I've said that each week, but I am. Yeah, it wasn't easy. I mean, obviously we got momentum early, but that was like 2 minutes in the game that we had scored 14 points, and it's a long game. There's been some weird things that have happened in these games. I was proud of the guys just remaining focused, right? They, obviously, they kept scoring, and it wasn't like if we wouldn't have kept scoring, the game could have went differently there in the second half. But I don't think we punted. It's a total team effort. Guys made plays. I think that, like we talked about, each game's going to be a story of its own, and Saluki fans are going to find out the different, playmakers that are on this team. But what can you say? I mean, just number one's, I think, the best player in the country, and I think he proved that tonight.
Coach, just continuing to build off of that early momentum. Of course, DJ, right away, you get that 75-yard touchdown. Boom, Bohannock gets the fumble that was nearly a scoop and score. You're up 14-0. What did you like about your team's response when SEMO did answer, made it 14-7, but that's as close and as competitive as the game really got from that point.
They did a good job moving the ball. I think, our defense bowed up a couple times, forced them to miss 2 field goals, forced them to kick a field goal down there. But then, and they were driving on the time that we got the fumble. And, we talked about it. I mean, in this game right here, the turnover margin is huge. If we can just play clean football, if we can be good on conversion downs, I felt good about what we were, going to be able to do, and we did.
Nick, I thought one of the keys of the game was you were up 28-7, which looked great, but they punted the ball down to the 6-yard line, and you responded with that 94-yard touchdown drive to, again, up that ante on the score, and then you finished with the field goal to finish the half. You had to be proud of that response, especially that 94-yard drive.
Yeah, I think just, situational football, you preach about it, so everybody does, but whenever it doesn't go one ear and out the other, but you understand just the formula to win games, how good you have to be at the end of the half, us to be able to go down and execute. That's 3 out of 4 weeks that we've been able to do that, going into the locker room of scoring right there. And when you got one, all things are on the table. If you're gonna spread out and he can take off running, that first play was DJ's idea.
It's 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. We give him some opportunities. He gets to pick, his openers, and we collaborate. Sometimes we're together, and I had a different one. I liked that play, but not on the first play. And he said, just call it, trust me. So we put it in there. And on Thursday, we practiced it Thursday and Friday. And, it's just I heard somebody, describe him as a fine-tuned Porsche. I think he's more of like an F-250 Super Duty.
Yeah.
Because he can run for some power, obviously. And then he can throw it at an elite level down the field. And so we just got to continue. All games won't be like this. They won't be 600 yards. I alluded to this. Like, we still got, I think, 6 ranked teams coming on the schedule, that it's a grind, and that's my message there. We're going into a bye week. These guys are going to enjoy this. But if we want to have a great team, it's not we didn't have any goals in the preseason, even with this game on there, right? It's about, we understand what the grind of the Missouri Valley brings to you, the depth that you have to have. And so I want these guys to enjoy the heck out of this thing. The bus ride home, and tomorrow they'll have off with the bye week coming in, and we'll come in on Monday, and we'll try to just keep improving all year.
Coach, you had to be really pleased that everybody's buying in. Like the second half of the middle 8, you came out, they went down the field, but great response offensively. Every game's different. How you've been able to, again, this week, play complementary football and pick each other up.
Yeah, no, and the week before it was the defense having to pick us up, where we turned it over twice, and then they just kept responding and then let us find our groove. And then this week we had to match some scores there in the third quarter. I think there wasn't any punting going on. VD, I mean, what can you say about him? I mean, this field right here, 2 years in a row, 2023, and that's 3 straight 100-yard games for VD.
609 career yards in 3 games against SEMO.
And 3 games. So, but man, third downs too, and then the deep ball to him was impressive throw and catch.
Nick, when you look at DJ again, you described him, I think, perfectly in the way that you wanted to describe him. 493 yards of total offense. That's only behind Mark Ionati with 517 at Indiana in 2015, and then Nick Baker with 507 against Northern Iowa in 2022. But both of those were losses for the program. I mean, it doesn't diminish those numbers, but, man, what DJ does from a leadership standpoint, we can talk about all the numbers. When your defense is out there tonight, he's cheering on the defense. I mean, that dude is everywhere. I got to find creative ways to ask you a question like this, because I ask it to you every week, but just what that dude means to your football team in so many ways that the numbers say it, but there's more ways to describe it, brother, that you see each and every day.
Yeah, I've described that, and I don't want to you guys know me, I'm not going to overhype or put something on him, but I've alluded to that I think that he's pretty special, and not just the skill. Everybody can see that, but to play that position at a high level and to play this game at a high level, you got to have a certain it factor about you where people can rally behind you, and you can lead. And leadership is it's not easy. Leadership is not easy. When he doesn't do things well, last week he was hard on himself, doesn't make excuses, and I think his team sees that he'll be the first to tell you when he's not doing something well. And then he's just over-supportive of everybody. Yeah, I mean, he's over there trying to get past ball calls on third down. He's trying to I heard him in the middle of the second quarter rally up the redshirt freshmen on the sideline and tell them that they have a purpose in this game, that they're on the sideline because they had to bring energy, not get distracted. And I kind of look back, and it's just like, that's something I would tell them, And when you have a player doing that, it hits home a little more.
Chris Presto, great game for him. We're going to talk to him in a matter of moments. 12 tackles. Andrew Bain, the only one higher than him with 13. He gets really a timely pick, the only interception that Leatherwood has thrown this year. But, man, he earned it on that play too, Coach Hill. It was just a remarkable play by Presto. Again, we ask you about the linebackers each and every week. Just tonight, it was just another turn, and this time it was Chris Presto's
night.
I
think it's 3 weeks in a row. And in those interviews, we want to be like, man, on tape, though, Presto played well, Bohannon played well. Purdue, Beamer had 16 tackles, and that's what my message to them. It's like there's going to be a game where Presto, I mean, he's the most athletic out of the guys, and that pick was unbelievably athletic. And they just are made up of the right things. And I know that sounds, but, man, to play that position, whenever I felt good going into this game, and I look around the locker room and I see DJ Williams on offense and Derek Harden, Noah Finsky, Cam Dye, like they weren't worried about warm-ups and the hype or anything. And then I listened to Andrew Bain, who doesn't always, speak up, but he rallied the team up in the end zone before, and I saw like a passion and fire in his eye, and it's like at that point you just trust your team, let's go play, and I felt good about it.
Coach, you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to have tomorrow off. We'll let you out of here on this note. You get a bye week now. Bye weeks are not a complete off week. There's still going to be some important work for your team over the next week. Just how you feel that really adds up in your schedule, knowing you guys have been on the road for the last month, and now when you get back, it's full-blown go-ahead mode in the Missouri Valley Football Conference.
Yeah, we'll take it. That's what I told them before the game. Like I tell them every week, like Saturday at 6 will come when it's Saturday at 6 comes. Let's focus on what we got to do on Monday, Tuesday, and then the bye week will be the same thing. What you're trying to accomplish in the bye week is super important. Building depth, getting healthy. It was even just sleep. We get back super late on these Saturday nights the last 2 weeks, and your sleep schedule's a little bit messed up. So it'll be super important for us is to remain mature about the longevity of this season and just get to work.
Best thing to hear all night, the wheels back in Carbondale. Thank you, Coach Hill. We appreciate the time.
I appreciate it.
Congrats,
Thank you.
Coach.